And many have said, and in a compliment, that it is quite extraordinary and somewhat worrying that the Prime Minister appears to be moving to the centre. And that points to someone who takes that job seriously and does want to be there for a long time. But then this happened. And it reminds me of the old fable of the scorpion and the frog. The scorpion wants to cross a river but cannot swim, so it asks the frog to carry it across. The frog hesitates, afraid the scorpion might sting. The scorpion proposes a bargain. The scorpion promises not to, noting it would drown and it would kill both of them. This sounds sensible, so the frog agrees to the bargain. Midway across the river, the scorpion stings anyway, dooming them both. Dying, the frog asks why. And the scorpion replies, "I'm sorry, but I couldn't resist the urge. It's in my nature." And in this bill, we get a sense of the nature of your party. You cannot resist the urge. And instead of a frog, it's small business. And instead of a river, you ask for permission at an election. And the small business trusting you thought, well, how could the Labor Party destroy us? If it does, it won't be sitting on those benches for as long as it thinks. It won't be governing from the centre like it claimed to. So in this bill, we see the Labor Party returning to its nature. And in doing so, I reflect on a Victorian who passed away recently and who I hope we will have condolence motions soon. In 1998, a brave man saw that the Australian docks could do more to be competitive. Despite being the conduit for over 70% of the nation's imports and exports, its services were more expensive and less reliable than our overseas competitors. In short, the docks were unproductive. They were the gateway for the economy out and in. This brave man, ably supported by his leader, set out to do the right thing, not the popular thing, and not the easy thing. A bitter dispute occurred. We saw all of the pictures, I remember, as a high school student and then a university student, seeing it in the newspapers on our TV. That man's name was Peter Reith. He was a proud Victorian, he was a proud Liberal, and he would be horrified at this bill. But he would also be proud of the Liberal Party. He would be proud of its members standing up here, not going home, not taking the easy path, and standing up for what's right, and standing up for small business. Because at its heart, that's what he stood up for, and that's why he was a Liberal. And the history of industrial relations in this country in these past 3 decades should read as something more positive. It should read as a growing tale of productivity, of freedom of negotiation and decentralised decision-making. That should be something that a modern, forward-thinking Labor Party should embrace. But again, they can't help themselves. They can't help the urge to act in their nature. Today's bill unwinds the clock. Today's bill takes us back to the past. I could go through all of the problems with this bill, and to the credit of some on the crossbench, they have singled out the multi-employer bargaining. And I think there are many who won't cross that river with the Labor Party. The crossbench are onto them, small businesses onto them, the Liberal Party is onto them, and we will resist this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.